My name is Chris, and this is Bar 911-970. We got an interesting scenario here. Now, according to one of my subscribers, they were telling me to check out a video by RT. So I checked it out, and I want you to listen to this first before I say anything, and then I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience why there is no way. So let's first get into the video that I want to show. And as usual, guys, this is protected by fair use. I'm only going to show just a quick little image, probably about a minute's worth of the video. If you want to watch the video in its entirety, just click on the link. It's already in the description below. So let's show that right now. So let me unplug my mic.
The U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has been diagnosed with pneumonia and advised to rest. That announcement came from her doctor after Clinton was rushed from a 9/11 commemoration ceremony in New York. A video surfaced online showing her falling and then being held upright by bodyguards.
Okay, I'm just going to stop it right there. Now, obviously, I am not a doctor, nor do I claim to be one, nor do I play one on TV. But the one thing I do know about is the fact that I've had breathing problems since I was a child and almost died from pneumonia and walking pneumonia 5 times in my life. I've basically almost lived my life with my hand on a albuterol spray at almost every moment of my life since I was an infant. So I know a lot about the symptoms. Basically, when you have pneumonia, your lungs are filling up with fluid. It makes it difficult to breathe. You can even get extreme fevers because you're not getting as much oxygen as you can into your brain. So you literally start killing brain cells. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you see her walking, she's wobbling like she's dizzy. She looks like she's ready to pass out. If you were somebody that's ever had pneumonia or breathing problems, you tend to be hunched over, you're gasping for air. Now, if you watch this video and rewind it a couple of times, when you see that live part of them pushing her into the van, she's not breathing heavily. Now, I've had walking pneumonia, and I've also had full-blown pneumonia. There is no way, if she had full-blown pneumonia, that she would have been able, they would have brought her to her daughter's house, and she would have been fine a few hours later. So, could she have pneumonia? I mean, it's not impossible, but considering the fact that she looked like she was dizzy, she could not keep her equilibrium, she was not having a breathing problem, because let me tell you something, one of the first things they would do if you're having that kind of pneumonia, you're having a breathing attack, they'll put a mask of oxygen on your face, or at least give an inhaler, and she doesn't have that. So if she had pneumonia, she would have had a fever, she might have been shivering. There's no way that you can be perfectly fine 1 minute, and then all of a sudden just develop walking pneumonia at the spur of the moment, and then a few hours later be perfectly fine. So in my opinion, and this isn't just an opinion, because like I said, I'm not a doctor, I think this is full of crap. And remember I made a video a little while ago, a couple of days ago, maybe a week or two ago, where I was saying that there's no way there'll be debates. And this just seems too staged for me. I mean, you have these cameras on tripods, you only see from one angle, from the back of her head. I mean, trust me, if you would have seen her face, if she had pneumonia, you'd see her face would be all red, she'd be gasping for air, and you just don't see that. So I am just calling BS on, at the very least, the diagnosis. So, as usual, the people who listen to mainstream media is gonna believe, because it's a possibility. I mean, it's nice to say that, but coming from a person, I am going to be 46 years old November 9th of this year. How funny is it, the day of the quote-unquote election? And since I was an infant, I've had breathing problems. I've had walking pneumonia. I've had bronchitis. I've had full-blown pneumonia. And when you have that, you end up either being in the hospital or you could die. So there is, in my opinion, from my experience, and if anybody out there has ever had several cases of pneumonia and walking pneumonia, watch that video. She's not gasping for air. She's not hunched over trying to breathe. She just looks like she's dizzy and doesn't know where she is, like her equilibrium is off. And that's not one of the side effects of having pneumonia. So, James, if you're saying this looks like classic pneumonia symptoms, I beg to differ because she's not hunched over. She's just wobbling back and forth. When you have pneumonia, your lungs are filled with fluid to the point you cannot breathe. You will hunch over. You will gasp for air. It's literally like somebody's choking the life out of you and you're struggling just to get a breath. You do not see that in those images. So James, you may say you've had pneumonia, and if you're saying this is classic pneumonia symptoms, I question you. So, James, it's nice that you said that, but I've had walking pneumonia to the point where I've almost died 5 times in my life. And in my opinion, there is no way that she is suffering from pneumonia right now. There is something going on with her equilibrium, and that has to do with her brain. So I just really think, and all right, obviously we're going to have some people that are going to be the typical. I never claimed to be a doctor. I'm saying from my experience, I've had breathing problems for 40 plus years. A lot of times I've had pneumonia and bronchitis and walking pneumonia. I'm very well versed in the symptoms and how it should be. So I'm just going to keep this video short because obviously at night there are going to be people that just need their 5 minutes of fame. So I'm not even going to waste my time with that. You guys think what you want. I really think this is just, they're using this excuse now, her health, because obviously remember just a day or two ago, she was insulting half of Trump supporters. Now everybody's talking about this. So it's either one heck of a distraction or one heck of a coincidence. So now everybody's going to focus on poor Hillary and her health problems. Now they're going to make everybody feel bad that, oh, she has pneumonia. And there you go. So what you guys want to do with this is up to you. I want to share my opinion. And like I said, I've had pneumonia. I've had walking pneumonia. I've had bronchitis. I've had breathing problems all of my life. I'm very familiar with what the symptoms are because I've experienced them more times than I would ever wish. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And she's not hunched over. She's not grasping for air. They're not giving her an inhaler or any oxygen. And there's no way you could go from being perfectly fine to all of a sudden getting full-fledged pneumonia. And then an hour or two later, she comes out saying she's okay. It just does not work that way. So what you guys want to do is totally up to you. So as usual, if you want to share these, that's perfectly fine. I always appreciate it. If you want to thumb it up, you absolutely can do that, and I appreciate it. Let's hear your comments and hit the subscribe button. So interesting times here. I'm telling you right now, I have a feeling there will be no debates. There's just no way that the mainstream media is going to let Donald Trump basically eat her alive. So it looks like we found the reason, one of the reasons why they're setting it up. So enjoy the play while it still lasts. So anyway, thank you very much. Have a great night, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered.